speaks of new focus, fresh energy, and ideas. Our next speaker, Eric Graves, believes that a healthy perspective and positive self-image are all part of a balanced diet. Please put your hands together for a warm welcome from Mr. Eric Graves.
All right. Hello. Happy New Year, fellow Toastmasters, and to our new inductees, Catherine and Karen, don't get the K's, and to Brittany for joining us once again. Glad to see you. I have on your desk in front of you, you have a calendar. And just yell out for me, as you observe that calendar, what's something that you notice about it?
P.
What is it?
Looks like a P.
Looks like a, oh, okay. All right, you noticed the cosmetics of it. What else? What else do you notice about the calendar?
It's blank.
It's blank. What makes it blank though?
No lines.
No lines, yes. The calendar, when there's no lines, there's no numbers. So let me ask you this. How would you feel if you had to operate from a calendar like that? What would be some of your emotions, or what would you experience?
We know where to start.
Wouldn't know where to start. What else?
Confusion.
Confusion. Yes. Did anybody think empowerment?
How about relief?
Relief. Good one. What about freedom? What about possibility? Innovation in there, right? Oh, now you're starting to get it. Possibility, relief. If you didn't have a calendar with any lines, now I will agree with you. If we had to function with a calendar without lines, it would be confusing, it would be unstable, it would be unpredictable. After all, what day would the 8th day of January fall on? And when would the next payday be? And it would upset our upcoming dates and appointments. And when would that bill be due if we had to function with a calendar like this? What I want you to do for a moment is start filling in the numbers on that calendar for me. Because a calendar with no lines is interesting. It also helps us, without the lines, we would have no sense of control or guidelines for our day-to-day basis. Right? Now, if you start adding numbers to that calendar, you're going to notice something very interesting. That between the numbers, there would be no barriers. That none of the numbers on that page, on your calendar, will be in a box. What if I was to encourage you, and if you look at a close examination, if you were to do that, it would look as if all the numbers on your calendar would be one big group of time. And what if I was to encourage you this year, in 2013, to tell you that the goals that you set, you can do without the barriers, or without putting yourself, or challenging you to not put it in a box? Okay, I'm not looking like it. But with a calendar, what that would do now is it starts giving us the relief. It starts giving us this freedom. And what if, as you wrote the numbers down, if you looked at the calendar, it didn't have any lines on it but just numbers? If I was to suggest to you that the numbers on your calendar were not just dates, but chances? And what if that for the month of just January, the goals that you set already as far as your resolutions, you had 23 more chances to accomplish it. And in February, 28 more chances, and so on and so on. And as I was thinking about myself this year and considering you, I wondered how many chances would it take me to reach one of my goals? Now, if I put a date on it, I might be limited, right? But if I consider those as chances, I don't believe personally that I would need 31 to accomplish one of my goals. And I believe the same for you. And what that does is it allows you an opportunity to include more of your goals. Because if you don't take 31 days to accomplish a goal, you could go right to the next one. Another chance, another opportunity, right? So it was a great start for 2013. And the reason I came up with this title, I woke up one day and I wear glasses, of course. Without my glasses, I'm Stevie Wonder. So I looked at the calendar, if something was going on that day and I needed to look at the calendar and I didn't put my glasses on. They're the first thing I put on, the last thing I take off. And when I looked at the calendar, all the numbers and everything merged together and I thought, that's it. That's how I want to live 2013. With a calendar, without these barriers between my goals, without being inside of a box. And I want to encourage you and challenge you to also consider your 2013 without lines. Now, of course, I can't argue that a calendar, we need our calendars, right? As we mentioned, the bills are due. Payday is coming. But I'm also using that as a figurative example for the things that we're trying to accomplish this year. Take the limits off, ladies and gentlemen. Do not put yourself in a box of I can or can't accomplish something. Let the calendar that you have in front of you or this conversation remind you that it's possible. Now, there are two things that we can learn from a calendar with no lines, in addition to what I've already mentioned. And I can best share that with you through a story. When I was in middle school. Now, when I was younger in middle school, I had a lot of family issues at home. And one of the biggest things I did not want was any of my teachers to call my house because I was a bad student. It was too much. They would have found out my drama. They would have knew about my background, and I was embarrassed. So I decided that I was going to be a smart student. A really straight A. I was going to be into the books. That way, if I was good in class, they would never have to call my house. Oh, and believe me, I played the parts. I used to wear the big glasses. Ah, yes. I played the part by academics. I used to have the male capris, and y'all know about the male capris. They supposed to come down here, but came up to here. Male capris. I had the tennis shoes and the white socks. Oh yes, I played the part. And because academics was my focus, all the other drama and sports and everything else wasn't. It kept me out of trouble, it kept me safe, it kept really attention off of me, except when I won awards or whatever, but it didn't draw a lot of attention, and therefore nobody ever had to call my house. So, with that mindset, I stayed away from a lot of fights. I avoided fights, mainly because most times I would be the target. So I said no, but I would try my best. If a fight broke out in school, from kindergarten, from junior high to high school, if something, I went the other way. I was never one that was drawn to see who was getting beat up or who was getting the best lick. But one day, a fight broke out near me, and before I knew it, I was in the crowd watching the fight. And one young lady pushed the second young lady, you know, her adrenaline going, pushed her back. Now her adrenaline's all going, and she's feeling good about herself, and she jumps back, and she comes back with the comment. She says, "What you gonna do? There's nothing between us but space and opportunity." And I wonder, as y'all staring at me, I wonder if that young lady knew the impact of those words later down the line. That it's nothing between you and your dreams but space and opportunity. And see, a calendar with no lines is a big indicator that anything you're trying to accomplish this year, all you have between you is space and opportunity. Do me a favor, and as you achieve your goals this year, I want you to remember this. I want you to say this after me. Don't quit it. Say it.
Don't quit
until you get it.
Until you get it.
Until you get it. This year, don't quit it until you get it. Now I'm going to give you some tips, because that's what I got to do. Give you some tips for 2013 so that you can succeed. Succeed, the acronym SUCCEED. First thing, the S, start where you are. And where are you? I'll help you with that. Toastmasters, you're a Toastmasters. This year, before this day is over, go over your calendar, your real one, and pick a Tuesday that you're going to become a competent communicator. This year. It's a good day. Pick a Tuesday this year that you're going to be a competent leader. Start where you are. Every one of us in here, half of us are still not CCs yet, and we're on our way. But pick the day. Another thing you do to start where you are, Read your 2013 Toastmaster magazine. Did y'all get y'all's yet?
Yeah.
Getting It Done in 2013. Page 16 talks about realistic living. You can start right there. The U, though. Let's go to the U. So you can start where you are. The U in Succeed is use your imagination. You remember that? Your imagination. You used it a lot when you were younger. But now as you're an adult, maybe that's too scary of a word. So I would encourage you to get curious. Get curious about what's going on, what you can accomplish in 2013. Explore it. Then go to the next C. Consider what's possible. Consider what's possible for you and your dreams this year. Then E, expand your knowledge. Now, last year I told you, learn something new. Now I'm saying learn something more. Whatever you know, learn more than that. And then you can do the next E, expect your next. Expect the next big thing for you. Expect it. If you've been working hard, if you put in the time, if you put in the prayers, if you put in the sweat, expect your next. I hope I spelled it right, because the D is decide to follow through and see it through until you get the results that you want. And repeat after me now. I won't quit.
I won't quit.
Until I won't quit it. I'm sorry. I won't quit it.
I won't quit it.
Until I get it.
Till I get it.
I won't quit it.
I won't quit it.
Until I get it.
Until I get it.
And by George, I think you got it.